Okay, let's get into this. We've been handed a stack of sources about what looks, on the surface, like maybe the single most boring component in Pro AV.
I was thinking the same thing. We're talking about the Aurora Multimedia PS0077-1-AU power supply.
Yep, just a 24-volt, 90-watt power brick. It's $58, and it's listed as in stock.
It really sounds like the dictionary definition of commodity hardware, doesn't it? But the point of this deep dive isn't really to talk about the voltage.
No.
It's to explain why this seemingly disposable little thing is actually a gatekeeper for, well, for some huge installation contracts.
Exactly.
Right.
We're looking for that hidden value. And the sources give us a pretty immediate clue.
The tariff-free label.
That's the one. That detail alone, as the source says, makes it a budget-friendly and cost-efficient solution. Especially when you think about the scale.
Oh, for sure. For any integrator doing a massive rollout, those little savings on hundreds, maybe thousands of units, they add up fast.
So it's a logistical value proposition, not a technical one.
Right, that's the initial hook. But here's the part that really made me pause.
Let me guess. The support package.
Yes. If this is just a $58 commodity, why is Aurora throwing in free lifetime telephone, chat, text, fax, and email tech support?
And the factory warranty and free USA shipping.
Yeah.
I mean, lifetime fax support for a power brick, that feels like overkill.
Well, that level of commitment tells you exactly who this is for. It's not a casual user. That kind of support, that robust documentation, it's essential for one very specific market.
And that connects directly to its most important feature.
It's explicitly TAA compliant.
And for anyone who might not be deep in this world, TAA is the Trade Agreements Act. So what does that compliance status actually unlock for this little brick?
It's the golden ticket. The source calls it out for government purchasing. This tiny component, this $58 box, holds the keys to federal contracts.
Right.
TAA compliance dictates where a product is made and sold, and without that sticker, this power supply is basically dead in the water for those big, lucrative government projects. It doesn't matter how good its 90 watts are.
That completely reframes it. Suddenly, the cost of providing that lifetime fax support makes a whole lot of sense if it helps secure a massive installation. And this TAA compliant part, it's not just for some side peripheral. It feeds into the absolute heart of their secure systems. We see it mentioned right alongside their modular matrix switchers and their AV over IP solutions.
And you can see that compliance requirement trickle down through the whole system. The source lists other things, like the high-speed HDMI cables, the rack mount kits.
And the DXE Canny RK3 kit.
Exactly. If you're buying the compliant power supply, you have to make sure your cables, your mounts, all the passive stuff is equally vetted. It's like a compliance domino effect for the system to pass inspection.
And just to give you some context on where this fits, the sources also connect Aurora to these huge industry showcases, IS 2023, where they had their REX control touch panel.
Right, and they're talking about IS 2025 with their advanced beam-forming Dante mic.
So this $58 power supply is basically the lifeblood for the brains and the connectivity of these really high-end, high-security systems.
So when you connect all the dots, the real value of that 90-watt power supply isn't so much in the electricity, it's in the tariff-free supply chain and that critical TAA status.
The takeaway for you, then, is that sometimes, in these professional systems, the legal and logistical wrapper around the hardware is actually more valuable than the core tech itself.
It is. And it leaves you with a thought, right? Just think about this. For these multi-million-dollar government and commercial projects, how often is it the global trade status and the compliance label on a $58 component that dictates whether the whole solution even gets off the ground? Why are the labels outside the box often the most important spec inside?